going to the Bat Cave today. Hey.
What's up, man?
Hey, you didn't tell me this place was closed. We can't get in? I know, I worried for you. I know. So today we got Austin on the show. This was a long time coming. How long has it been since I told you you were supposed to come to Gold's, remember? And we're gonna do it over there like a year ago.
Eric, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 2017.
Jeez, is it that long? Really?
Yeah, you were still competing.
Well, you look better now, so that's okay.
No, but saying you were competing. You
know.
were doing your, you was doing like a post-workout oats or some shake.
Oh, the Ezekiel bread and the protein and stuff.
Starving,
Yeah, he came in. We did an interview because we were promoting his shows, and also that's when we met. You know,
Yeah, oh my
Chris.
God.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
And you
Yeah.
were like, I think I saw you and you're like, yeah, you do killing it 212.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I was like, because my heart was like, I want to do open eventually, and you're like, oh, 212. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna show that guy.
I didn't realize how much you're gonna grow.
Well, eventually, you know, it just takes time. You got to put on that density.
Of course.
The front and the back. The legs are there. It's just the front and the back. We've talked about it. It's like the story of my career.
So we're really glad to have Austin on the show today, and he wanted to train some chest, right?
Yeah, I figured because it's my chest day anyways.
Oh, okay, good, perfect.
It's a weak body part for me. Well, it's getting better. But
Something you want to work on.
yeah, I want to hit different angles, and it's not always about heavy movements. And I know he's like
He's really
got
good at
some
that.
stuff that cooked up here.
So we're at Kilo Club today. You guys wanted to do a little. We love the Dragon Slayer stuff, but this is also really cool. Have you ever trained here?
No, it was David Barton.
Yes.
Before. And
It's
I
super
didn't see
cool.
the new equipment.
So it's kind of like the Bat Cave in here. So and there's a few machines that Eric actually that's some of his moves. So I wanted to come here. He's about to go back to LA. So we're going to train some chest at Kilo Club today. And then we'll see how you feel after the workout. Let's get in there. All right. The other one. Sorry. It's great.
Do you want us to sign in? Do I have to sign in?
No, we're good.
Okay.
They knew we were coming, so yeah. All right.
Have you been here before?
No, but I've been telling him, you gotta come.
Just with Jay was.
Yeah.
Look what I brought for you.
Lighting, good lighting for you he brought.
Look, turn around. You see?
Oh, sweet. I was worried.
I know you
the
were.
other gym has got like the crazy.
Yeah.
We want to make sure you feel good.
Yes. I never use that light, so I brought it for you.
That brings out the
It's going to be a lower volume and real high intensity. We're just going to make it just.
How are you?
Good idea to show you.
Good.
And stuff.
set up. Where's the other chest? Oh, they got a panel in the squad.
Yeah.
That's a.
Atlantis.
They got a rank down.
Good brand.
Oh wow, they got more stuff than I thought.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
on
the whole
video,
floor. The whole floor.
Honestly, when I saw it with
Because
Jay,
Jay was isolated in one area.
Yeah.
he like goes to the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's always over in this area.
Yeah. It's huge, this place.
Awesome.
It's the entire second floor.
Look at the flashing light just to let you know you're squatting.
Isn't it great?
It's big.
Yes, I want to take you guys here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching Jay, he was right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like when he was doing it, it looked like he was training, and the guy was like right in front of him. So
Yeah.
it was like
It's deceiving.
It felt
Yeah.
kind of like he was
Yeah.
watching him do everything.
All right. What do you got there, man? Is that the secret, as Jay would say?
This is the secret of the pros here. So we're just gonna do some Gluta HD. These are all HD products, sponsored by HD Muscle. It's Dorian Hamilton and his brother Noah out of Canada. Great brand. These guys are solid, and everything's third-party tested. So you're getting quality formulations, and all this stuff comes. So I just do 10 grams before I train. I usually do 10 grams in the morning. Gluta HD helps with the your digestion and your gut. But I like to do a training too. Some EAAs, just straight EAAs, and this is just the powder, guys. So there's actually no flavor in this.
Oh, okay. It's just unflavored. Okay.
And I do 2 scoops because that's like 10 grams. I feel like over 10, you're gonna pee it out. And then some creatine. So Create-HD. So they have everything individualized. So if you want creatine,
You can customize it.
correct.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you also they have the pre-workouts that has some of this stuff in it, but it's a little bit not as much as the
Yeah,
gram
no, it's concentrated.
percentage.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. Just that, and then if I was in the off season, I would use intra carbs. So they have a Carb HD product, and that stuff's great too for digestibility during your training. But this is it, pretty much simple basics, and it's gonna help with recovery and just get you through the workout.
And that
He's
was
a crazy man.
And that was the secret.
He's gonna need
There
it.
you go. All right.
So, and then I brought some, what do you call it? Some Crystal Light, and I kind of just flavor it
Nice.
when I shake it up. So
Awesome.
that's it, guys.
All right.
Pretty simple.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're doing an incline fly, and as you can see, he's focusing on the stretch portion of the rep, but we really want him to really open up the chest. As he comes down to the bottom, he's pushing his rib cage up high. By pushing his rib cage up high at the bottom, he's forcing an extra stretch that he wouldn't normally get if he didn't do that. He's making sure that his shoulders stay down under his chest because his shoulders tend to take over the movements. So he's focusing on doing that. He likes starting chest day often with a fly type movement, so that's why we're starting with this. But he's not used to doing these 4-second holds at the bottom. This is really killer for really opening up those fibers. And anytime you stretch under tension, that's an anabolic trigger. That'll force muscle growth. I'm gonna give him a spot if he needs it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, come on. Stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, let's go 3, come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Deep stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. One more good one. Come on. Stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice. Good job. Okay, so for the next movement, we're doing an incline press on the Smith. And as you can see, he's doing a 4 to 5 second negative on the way down. Before he started the movement, I had him set up his chest so that his rib cage is up high, the lower back is slightly arched, and the shoulders are under the chest because he is a shoulder presser. He tends to press with the shoulders. So we're setting him up so the chest is doing most of the work. So you can see he's doing those real slow 4-second negatives and semi-explosive to the top. It is muscling it up. I'm gonna give him a spot. Perfect, buddy, come on. So, here we go. Up. Yeah, one more time, you and me. Explode. Lock. Good job. Nice set. Perfect. Whew, that set you killed. Okay, so this is a really great movement for working the very upper portion of the chest under the clavicles. Builds that shelf on the top of the chest. It's a low cable. It's sort of like a fly. We're on a very high angle, so it's almost in between a low cable crossover and a seated fly. And what you see he's doing is keeping it again. He's making him focus on keeping his chest up really high by pushing the rib cage up, arching the lower back, and keeping those shoulders back behind the chest. And the technique we're using is a 4-second hold in the center. So he's coming to the top and he's squeezing. What he's doing, he's hyper-contracting. To remind you guys, he's not only just holding the weight there, he's squeezing the weight actively with the muscle. I'm gonna give him a spot. Come on. Out. Up, activate, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Do one more good one. Out. Big squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. Good. Nice set. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're finishing with a Merlin Madness set. If you haven't seen this before, I'm going to explain that he's going to start off with the first 5 reps are going to be 4-second positive or concentric reps. The second 5 reps is going to be a 4-second hold at stretch. The third 5 reps is going to be 4-second negative or eccentric reps. And then we're going to just see if he can do as many possible quick reps to just get an awesome pump at the end. I'm going to spot him now because this is going to get hard real fast. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. One more. 1, 2, 3, up. Negatives. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push. 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 One more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push. Put it down and rest for 1 second. I'm going to drop the weight down.
Yep.
And let you finish off. Okay. Here we go. Out. Straight out. Just go. Boom. Boom. Come on. Pump. Here we go. Pump. Come on. Pump. Good. More. Up. 3 more. 1. Come on. Push. Chest. 2. Last one. Up. Boom. I can have you fast now.
How's that?
I'm a loss for words.
That's rare.
That's a Merlin Madness.
Yeah.
Merlin March Madness.
Yeah.
This is my March Madness.
Awesome.
Wow, that's I would say the pump for that is like, I never had a pump like that since I first started training. It's serious. The weight is not as crazy. You know, you don't have to go heavy with this. This is more of a.
You can't go heavy.
Now, to do that kind of stuff, you have to go a little bit lighter, drop your ego, but the pump is insane, as you can tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can see it on camera.
But
Yeah.
the amount of blood in there is crazy, and I can only imagine going home and eating after this.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna be pumped the whole day.
All right. Well, let's go wrap up a little bit. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll talk about it.
Let's go talk for a second. All right, that was a good one, Austin. I'm gonna start with you, man. I'm really glad we finally got a chance to connect. This was a long time coming, and I knew you'd get a kick out of training this way. Tell me your first impression.
I won't lie. At first, well, I seen him on videos with.
So you were watching here and there, and
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff, the newer stuff, more of the add-on sets.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that might just be, you know, a name for it to reinvent the wheel. But when he takes you through the workout, you know, he explains it to you, but you don't really think it's going to be that tough. And then when you actually go through the set, it shocks the muscle in a different feel, and you're actually targeting the actual muscle that you're training completely 100%. So you're not using any shoulder, no triceps. I felt that 100% in my pecs, where I'm probably the biggest bump that I've had in my pecs in a long time. I would probably have to train 2 hours of the way that I train to do that, what we did in 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
So 100%, I'm sold on the concept, and I'm definitely gonna follow Eric from now on. I want him to come out here, so we make the Olympia, and I want him to be.
What will happen if you make the Olympia?
He told him.
He told me something.
I want his wife coming, or his girlfriend coming out here immediately. He's gonna be my trainer. So, hopefully he gets that.
I'm pushing hard for him to come.
Yeah.
I would like for him to come here.
Yeah,
I think.
I guarantee you guys, if he came out here and you got to train me, you guys would see a different package. 100%. You guys would see a more put together upper body.
So what are you doing right? So you're about 7 weeks out from the New York Pro. That's your plan as of right now? Okay,
May
good.
15th in Orlando.
In the 212 still?
Yeah, for now.
For now?
You know,
might change once Eric gets here.
I probably weigh 240 now after this workout. I was 230 earlier, but no, I think if we can make the weight, and if we're conditioning at 222, might as well do 212, because we're right 10 pounds away. But if I'm up in the 230s, 240s,
yeah,
it's not going to be possible.
And you still have Justin as your nutritionist?
Yeah,
he's
Justin
great.
Miller.
Yeah, good guy. Awesome.
A blessing for me.
Yes.
He trains a lot of the top pros out in New York. He's a trainer out of Beth's gym. So
George and all these guys.
He's a top coach, and he's such a personal.
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Yes.
You guys lost. You know my story. I lost my father a couple years ago.
Yes.
So he's kind of like gives me that feeling of having a father figure around
Nice.
me. We text all the time.
Yeah.
So having a coach that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of, give you that confidence that you need going to these shows, just not an email once a week. It's huge for me. So
you have that personal relationship with him. Yeah.
I truly do. I like him as a coach, even as a friend. So.
Yeah. How was that to train Austin? He's I have talked to you about him for a long time and stuff, but he's really he's much better in person. Meaning, like, he's very personable, and you guys got clicked right away. It was actually hard to film because these guys would just keep talking between the trains.
Well, yeah. I mean, but we were talking bodybuilding. We were
I
talking
know.
muscle growth, and we were, and it's like he appreciated. Like he said, he'd seen me do, things on film, but you can't.
Not the
really,
same.
You can't always appreciate it until you actually do it, which is why I think a lot of people who
Judge.
are on the outside in, they may, if they're used to just pushing heavy weight and that's how they think that, they may go, well, you have to, it can't be hard, and then, he was using weights that were probably half of his normal weights, and he was like getting crushed fast. So I think that, but again, my techniques are very difficult to handle physically, but they're also difficult to handle mentally because the sets are long. You have to focus, you're not just moving a weight up and down, and just saying, I'm going to get 10 reps. Every single rep is a set. And that's what I always say. Every rep, I want it to be a set. So we were focusing on making sure his body was in the right position, especially for his chest, because I could tell right away he's a shoulder presser, meaning that his shoulders will take over for his chest. So I was making sure his body's positioned the right way, and he watched exactly how I did it. I showed him how to do it, and he did it on every set. I told him when he started coming out of it, he went right back into it. He appreciated the techniques, and when I made little changes in them, like telling him, wait, slow this down, do this down, boom, he did it right away. And the proof was in the pudding, because right from the first exercise, which we did, which was flies, he right away said, oh man, he's like, man, I feel like I've been training for the last 2 hours, like he's so pumped. So having somebody who is open, who is willing to give it a fair try, and then usually when people do, then they understand it. Yeah. And the proof's in the. I'm completely honored for him to say that he wants me to come out here right away and be his coach, which after one workout, that's a pretty special thing for somebody to say. So I really appreciate that. But
I'm glad we caught him. Not to interrupt you, but I'm glad we caught Austin now because he's really up and coming. Last year was his breakout year. He almost won his pro show, almost qualified for the Olympia. So I think this year he's going to do a lot better. But he's still young enough. He's at that stage where he can make a lot of progress still. So it's kind of nice because he's not already at the top. He's on his way there. So I think it's great that you guys met at this point because who knows where this is going to go.
It's like that storybook. Like the Rocky meets his coach, and then he becomes like this unstoppable machine.
It's nice.
It's crazy.
How old are you, Austin?
36.
So you're in your prime right
he's
now.
the perfect
so that's great.
time.
Yes.
And he's and listen, we only did a taste of it today because literally normally he told me he normally has 3 or 4 meals in him before he trains. We had to do this early.
This is early for him, yeah.
So he only had 1 meal in him, and he's like, damn, if I would have known, I would have gotten up at 4 o'clock in the morning and tried to get 3 meals in.
And I did an hour of cardio before.
So I don't think he had a clue. So if we were doing this in his groove, I could even do even more with him. But I told him, we do this for every single body part. I think I can, we discussed, how the difference between, just having raw size, but having that detail and that density and the thing that really sets you apart from other people. And he's got the kind of physique that he's not winning contests because he's the biggest guy on stage. He's going to win contests because he has shape, he has symmetry, he has proportion, he has great lines, he has a smaller waist. And when you have that kind of physique, you have to bring special detail. Right. If you don't bring special detail, you can go from 1st to 12th. Yeah. Because big guys are always going to be big, but if you're a detail guy, the symmetry proportion, you have to be on. And I think that this, he's got a great nutritionist, so he's got that covered. So if he gets the right type of training techniques in there to really fill in his gaps and bring up his weaker areas, which is hard for you to see, but as a bodybuilder, you know it. Right. I think he could be one of the best guys in the world.
What do you want to work on the most, Austin, to improve?
The best thing, from what the coaches said from Chicago Pro, because we took second to Keon.
Yeah, that was
absolute phenomenal competitor.
Yeah,
he's also HD athlete with me. So a lot of it was the lower back, having more fullness, the lower sweep. Because I have the width. A lot. If you guys see me in person, I'm about as wide as a lot of the open guys. I just don't have that lower lat. The detail in it and the width's there, just more the detail in the mid back. And then that and just a fuller chest. Just more fuller chest.
Nice.
I'll be fuller by tomorrow.
I'll be fuller in 2 hours as soon as we leave. But no, I have everything's there. Like my quads are crazy. You guys see my quads.
Yes, crazy.
The hamstring. Yeah. And then just the detail too, like you said. Just bringing out that hard density. Yeah. And overall in the whole body itself is gonna really enhance my physique. It's like kind of like the next level to bodybuilding. I think.
Yeah.
Having that density, that 3D look when you turn from side to side. So that just those things, but I would say mostly in the back and just more roundness in the chest.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're a throwback physique. I like to say he's a
Yeah.
throwback physique.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people, you know, they argue what era is the best, and you know, some people say 80s, 90s, some people say now, whatever. But he's a throwback physique because I think if you look at the guys in the 80s and 90s, it was more about shape, symmetry, and conditioning and separation. There was a certain look to the muscle that they had back then, which not some guys have it, but not everybody has it, not as consistently.
It's not the norm.
So he's more of the throwback to like the Lee Labrada, Francis Benfato, Flex Wheeler, Chris
Bob
Cormier,
Paris,
Bob Paris, that has, you know, brings all of it together into
Even
one.
like a Milos.
Milos, well, yeah, I was
great
discussing that with
example.
Milos yesterday, and he said he competed in the wrong era.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those kind of physiques, if you like that, he's got that in spades, and I think that's being a little bit, it's coming back
Right.
and being more appreciated today than maybe in the
years
time
back.
of Ronnie
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
and before that when everybody was trying
Dorian,
to just
Ronnie,
be big.
yeah.
I think now that shape, especially with classic
I was gonna bring
bodybuilding
that
being out there, I think that there's like, you know, there's a lot of guys who know they can't be classic bodybuilders because they're a little too big, which is fine, but they still want to have that classic look in the open. And then you got a guy like Brandon Karr, you got a guy like Sean Roden, who've won Olympias with that look. That's the mold that he's in.
Patrick
So
Moore's really good too.
Patrick
He's
Moore's
another
gonna
one,
is
He's
up and
upcoming.
coming.
Yes.
He's amazing. When he hits it, he's gonna be top 5 Olympian. So that's the mold that he's in, and I think that if he exploits that and keeps his lines, and we can build a lot of, you know, density and separation and things, more maturity into his muscle.
Yeah.
He's gonna be an unstoppable force. That's
I
my
mean,
opinion.
Just real quick, we can't forget, like, I'm almost 5'9", so I'm 5'8.5", and a lot of the 212 guys are a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have that rounder look, but we have so much space to fill out.
Yeah.
Still, you know, and still keep those lines because we have the clavicle width.
Yeah.
We just got to fill out the lines and the bodies. We have a lot of room to work with, and that's.
Well,
gonna
I
give
think
us
I
more
think
ability.
that we could both agree, and I think you would have known this before I came here. Your time in the 212 class is limited because you're gonna you're gonna be holding back muscle growth to suck your weight down. There's so much room to grow for him. So he'll do 212. Hopefully he can get to the Olympia and do 212 Olympia. But I think after that, it's going to be open class for him all the way.
Right.
So it's probably
I think
last
in the
year.
open class,
Last year's a
he's still
212.
going to be. You know, it's like Flex Lewis going to the open class. I
Yes.
think he's jumping into the top right away because he's just so damn good.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Austin can be too.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so this was hopefully the first one of many. Austin, I'm really glad you took your time to come on a Sunday early for you.
Killing me, Dave. Killing me.
Because he's going back to California, so we wanted to
we had to
squeeze
do
you
it,
in before
had to do
we left. So I'm really glad you guys both made the effort to come on the channel, and we'll have you back, man. I can't wait. So 7 weeks, we'll film again,
coming back
no matter
out?
what.
Is he coming back out?
Well,
You bringing it?
well,
You coming back out, or
We have to ask the boss, but
I might have to Venmo you or something?
for sure we'll shoot one more time
Yeah.
closer to the show.
Okay.
All right?
Guys,
And guys, listen, if you come out to Vegas, let me just say real quick, Dragon's Lair, absolutely incredible. You have to visit the gym, but you know what? This
Kilo
place,
Club.
Kilo
Yeah.
Club, this place is amazing. This
It's
is
the
a
Bat
complete-
Cave. I love the Bat
This is a
Cave.
completely different experience.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of people around and stuff like that, but the equipment and the atmosphere, you just got to check
It's
it out.
worth checking
right
out.
here. Yeah,
for sure.
You got to check it out.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.